Hello awesome people, I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at a short story called The Green Death. It was published by H.C. McNeill, whose full name is Herman Cyril McNeill, in 1920 in the Strand magazine. He was sometimes known as Samper. He was somebody who was a soldier in the British Army in World War I, and then he turned into a writer. It's the third to last short story in the collection that we've been doing a deep dive into. It's about 46 pages long. It took me about 15 minutes for me to knock it out a couple nights ago. Actually, I didn't record it immediately because I had the allergies at the time, and I wanted to be able to be constantly rubbing my nose and blowing my nose and so forth during my review. So I waited until I felt better. So it's been a few days ago. I enjoyed it, knocked it out. So let's talk about my review of it. This is my first time I've read something by this person, and it seems like this person's harder to find some of his things online. So I'll link you. So I'll try to find this short story online. I'll definitely link you to this collection that we've been doing a deep dive into, and if I can find it, I'll link you to it in the comments below too, so you can just read it for free without buying this collection that we've been doing a deep dive into as the third story and to the end. So we've been doing and now we're almost done. Just have a couple stories left. So anyway, let's start with my review. As a reminder, I keep my reviews spoiler free, so I'm not going to be giving you a deep dive into it. It was definitely on the well-written side of things for folks with The Green Death. This is more of a mystery story than it is a proper horror. Although it definitely has horror elements near the end, I'd say it's probably more of a mystery. I would classify it not as the horror genre that these are in this collection. So it still has the sort of a botanical aspect to it that the collection has. I definitely agree with that. Like killer plants or man-eating trees, or killer poisons or stuff like that, right? It definitely has that in it, but it's not horror. It's not combining those elements of horror. It's combining it with a mystery instead. So that's basically the key plot. We're at a party. We have several point of view characters, and then something happens at the party, and then there's a mystery to try to figure out what happened. And then that's the short story. It's basically a mystery following it. I liked it. I thought it was well written. It's my first short story by this guy. I'm probably going to be using like a 7.5 out of 10. It definitely meanders in a few places, so that's why it's not giving it higher. But it's well written. It's definitely well done, and I definitely enjoyed it. And so anyway, 7.5 out of 10. I liked it a lot, and this is my first story I read by this person. And if he appears in another collection, I'd be happy to read it again and knock it out and see what it thinks about it in that collection for you folks. So anyway, we're doing a deep dive into this stuff because I came across a YouTube video as a sub-channel of PBS called Storied that has a Monstrum channel. And as a part of that, they do a deep dive into a topic in myth or in horror, and on a regular basis. And they did one on man-eating plants. And so they read, as a part of that, they did some short stories. And the first short story that was mentioned was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The American's Tale, which I was able to find online and read. It's also in this collection too. The second short story, The Man-Eating Tree, I found online, knocked it out, and I reviewed it for you too. The third story that was mentioned in there was Louise H. Hooper's, and it's pretty rare. And I couldn't find it anywhere online. I could only find it here in this collection. So I bought this collection and figured I'd just knock out the collection because since I had it and I was in the mood. That's why we're doing a deep dive into this genre. I'll link you to the Monstrum video, the color plants, if you're interested in watching it too, in addition to linking you to this collection, and if I can find it, the free version online, since it should be past its copyright date, since it was published in the Strand in 1920. So there you go. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read The Green Death or H.C. McNeill or anything else by him, by that matter? I'd be happy to talk with you about it further in the comments below. Whatever your take is, if you think it was worse or better than a 7.5, or if you want to talk about spoilers, let's do it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more of these to follow. And then I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.